Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You are watching EXPOZ, February 11, 2011, and it is 9:23 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. And today's topic, I never would have thought, but Mubarak resigns. After reports Thursday that Egyptian President Mubarak would not resign, Friday he did. He resigned the presidency, and Mubarak has decided to step down as president of Egypt and assign the Higher Council of Armed Forces to run the affairs of the country, said the vice president. Events are still playing themselves out. As of this writing, my feeling was that Mubarak, a longtime ally of the United States, would outlast the demonstrations, but I was wrong. It's important to remember Mubarak's resignation is not the end of the story, but simply the next chapter. Will Egypt be able to develop the institutions that are now the hallmarks of an authentic democracy, free speech, a free press, an independent judiciary system, opposing parties or opposition parties that can openly challenge the government in power? Moreover, will those who come to power in Egypt be friendly to the United States and cordial to Israel, maintaining the peace treaty that has been in place for 30 years? Rabbi Mickey Boyden, a Reform rabbi in Israel, said, "Here is some living proof," and we really need to pay attention to some of this. Lebanon and the Gaza Strip are living proof of the fact that the right to vote does not necessarily guarantee democracy or result in the formation of a government that respects its values. In this respect, it should be noted that while the free world looks on anxiously at what's happening in Egypt, Iran's President Ahmadinejad, in a speech marking the 32nd anniversary of the Islamic Revolution, remember this, 32 years ago when they took the 60 hostages, American hostages, and they were kept for 200-something days until Reagan come on, and they could not release them fast enough. And Reagan was proof that he would have went over and got these guys. And anyway, they rave on about that as being a revolution, and it was. They kicked out the Shah and brought in the Ayatollah. So what has come in support of the demonstrations and for an Egypt free of the United States and Israel interference, free of the U.S. and Israel interference? And I can't believe what they're saying, because as for me, I say, great. The United States will now save $1.3 billion a year on Egypt. Ahmadinejad, backing the protesters in Cairo, stands in marked contrast to the manner in which any government demonstrations were crushed in his own country in the summer of 2009, and should serve as a stark warning to the free world. Now, let me make a note that we don't know what happened to those protesters. We do know a lot of them died. We do know the cameras went away, and we do know that all of a sudden we did not know anything else. And you can bet Sharia law took care of them under severe threat, severe retaliation, if not simply killed them. and that is a fact. So, in the summer, I'm sorry, I done got ahead of myself here. Iran has already taken hold of Lebanon and the Gaza Strip through the agency of Hezbollah and Hamas. Few will doubt that it now has its eyes on Israel, suggested Rabbi Boyden. Meanwhile, an AP story on the Jerusalem Post website Friday reported that Israel watched Mubarak resign with trepidation. Concern the ouster of its staunchest Arab ally might endanger a peace treaty between the two countries and helped boost Islamic already at the rise in the region. And this is what's going to happen with them gone. Then they're going to have a tremendous boost, and just, well, I mean, I don't have to tell you that they want every nick and every corner that they can get into, and they're doing it all over the world. And right now, they just want to complete and finish out the Arab countries. When they get that, then they're going elsewhere, and you know where they're coming. So what is certain is that it will take time for answers to emerge regarding Egypt's future and the future of the Middle East. Hopefully, in the months ahead, Egypt will regain stability, move toward becoming an authentic democracy, and continue to be an ally of the United States and Israel and the Western world. What is also as certain is that we will continue to do everything we can do to advance the interests of the United States and Israel as this transformation takes hold. Anyway, I'm sorry. So what I'm reading into this, and I'm sure most of you are, is that the Arabs lost. They have lost. And there's no way that Jordan will stand. There's no way that Saudi Arabia will stand. Indeed, both of them would rather switch than fight. And then that's it. That's it. And we have entered, and we are entering right now, chapter 6 of the book of Revelations. We're entering a time period where it's going to get really nasty. And just because we are here in America and we don't see those things, don't you think for a moment that it won't hit you like a brick one day when you wake up, because it will. And for a long time, I thought it would be our own government, and I probably still, when I say our government, not our armed forces, but the people in charge at the White House, that the militia would rise against them. But Obama clinging tightly to his Muslim brothers, I think that will still be the case. That I think there'll be a civil war in this country before too long. And however, the ones that pray every night, talk to God, and just make sure that you're a Christian, make sure you're saved, and put your prayers in for Israel, because we need them. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.